Hi, hello again. I'm back, and apparently my camera went crooked on me. So, I've already given you a Flosstube today. This is my Destash video. I inherited a lot of stuff from my grandma when she passed, and I've been holding on to it, trying to think, oh, I'll get some inspiration. I'll find a project that'll work for it. I just haven't had that inspiration. I should say most of this is from my grandma. Some of it I've been given randomly, some of it I picked up in like half-price books when I was starting out, and my tastes have changed a bit, or I don't know. I don't feel I'll ever do anything in that magazine or whatever. Some of it is leftover fabric from my Shawshank Redemption samplers. I was keeping it thinking, oh, I could think of something to do with it, and I haven't yet. So I thought I would offer it up here. I am not posting it on eBay because the amount that they take, like, even on my digital patterns, like I charge $5, I end up getting like $2. It's ridiculous. eBay's gotten crazy too with the fees, and like I make nothing even when the person pays for the shipping after all the fees. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to offer you some stuff up. I don't know how to price this stuff, so feel free to email me, message me on Instagram, harpystitch@gmail.com, harpystitch on Instagram. I have PayPal, I have Venmo, I have Zelle. If there's another one that you use, we can work that out too. And it'll be kind of a first come, first serve. My intention with the money that I get from this Destash is to pay off some bills maybe, or get a little bit of stitchy stash. Kind of depends if it'll go to just one of those or if I'll split it. I'm not expecting to make a ton of money. I will ask that you pay shipping, because again, I'm not expecting to pay, but make me an offer, and if I think it's too low, we'll negotiate. If not, I'll take it and we'll move on with our lives. And hopefully you get some stitchy stuff you'll use, and then I can either pay off medical bills or get stitchy stuff I'll use. So let's get started. I have a huge Aldi bag here stuffed full. So the first thing is just some 11 count ivory Aida. I measured these, and when I measured them, if they, like, some of them, like, they fell between 3/4 and the full inch, or I kind of went on the small side with the measurements just to make sure that I wasn't undercounting. And then I tried to ignore the selvage where possible. So this is just a very, very long strip of 11 count ivory Aida. It's like 71 inches by 9 long by 9 inches tall, I guess. This way is 9 inches, 71. I'm not going to unfold all this. I did try to trim all the little fizzy bits, but so I have this. Just let me know what you're interested in the comments, and that's why I did the little labels. I got some little labels and just, yeah, cut them apart and put them on there so I would know which fabric piece was which. I do have some books as well, so it's not just all old fabric, but some of it is vintage. This is a 26 by 32.5 piece of ivory Aida. This one, when I cut the fabric for my Shawshanks, was just slightly too small, so I can't use it. It'll be slightly too small. I know these fabrics are not signing. I'm sorry I'm leaning forward, but I got to put everything on the couch next to me, which is off to the side of the camera, because I can't put it back in the bag and still get to the other stuff in the bag. More ivory, 11 count ivory Aida. It's 33 by 9 inches. Maybe you could make some sort of banner out of it. I don't know. I've been trying to think, help somebody learn to cross stitch. Thought about doing that with some of my high school students, but the 11 count I think is too big for what they would want to do. All right, this is a piece of ivory Aida that is 42 by 11.5. So if you opened it up, it would be 42 inches long. I got most of this either from Stitchville or Rita Veen's fabrics online. Before Stitchville closed, they would special order it for me. Then I had to find a new source when they went out, and so I went to Rita. This is 73 by 6 inches, And like I would get 5 yards and cut them as best I could to get the most out, but then I have all these big scraps. I did have one scrap that I was like, I washed it and I ironed it. Yeah, I washed and ironed all of this. My ironing skills aren't always the best, but that's okay. But it was just too small. It's like, there's no point. All right, now this is the stuff I got from my grandma. So this is all 14 count Aida, and it's very vintage. So if you look here, there's these little flowers with hearts. This is green, and it is, I don't know if it's meant to be a pillow or if you're supposed to use this as the frame. I'm not sure, but all of these are 14 count Aida. This one is 15 by 15 on the outside, and the center dimensions are about 6 3/4 inches. So within the little frame, you have about 6 3/4 inches to do a design, which I like the little bit more detailed stuff, which is why I have yet to figure out anything to do with these. But very vintage. Yeah, is that green? Yeah, that's a dark green. Here is another one. This one is about 14.5 by 14.5. The internal part is 7 1/4. It's these little green, like flower things. And that goes all the way around. Again, I'm not sure if they're supposed to be like matting or if they're for pillows. There's a couple here I do know are for pillows. This one is also 14 count Aida. It's 15 by 15, and the center has a 7.5 inch diameter. It is got a circle in the middle there, and then there are the little flowers. So if you are interested in any of these, please let me know. All right, then we have 14 by 14 3/4 with the middle being 7 3/4. This has got little teddy bears around the edges. I have a few of the teddy bears. Most of them are blue. I only ironed on the back side of these. I was afraid that the stamps would come off if I ironed the front. So they're a little bit, some of them didn't iron as well. But again, I think these fabrics from my grandma's are like from the 80s, maybe the 90s. So very vintage. This is also 14 count. It's 15 1/4 by 14 1/3. And then it's got these little printed squares, maroon squares all over it. And there's no center. It's just straight up squares all over the oatmeal Aida. That one's definitely oatmeal. Here is another frame one that's 14 1/4 by 14 1/4 and 7 3/4 in the middle. It is green butterflies. Okay. These are cute. I just don't know what to do with them. 14 by 14, 7 3/4 center. I have a couple of these blue teddy bear ones. Most of them are like off-white. Here's blue hearts that are 14 by about 14. It was just, and then 7.5 center. So I was thinking they might be good for baby stuff. Here's another one of the blue. It is 14 by 14 with 7 3/4 center aperture in the middle. Here is 14 by 14, some like orangey flowers. Oops, come on. Don't do that. And then 7 3/4 in the middle. Then we have some pink daisies, which is like 14.5 by 14 3/4. And the center of this one's like 8 by 8. So the aperture for the middle part is a little bit bigger for this one. This is what I spent all day yesterday doing. Was I ironed it like Thursday, and then I spent all yesterday before we went to see Labyrinth in the theater. I spent all yesterday ironing these, and I had to iron them a couple of times. And this is a dark brown maroon, 14 count, and the center aperture is 8 by 8, and I forgot to measure the outside, but it's about the same size as the others. So this one's got a little bit more of the print, didn't go all the way to the edge when they cut it. All right, now These next two, I'm pretty sure are supposed to be pillow fronts. They are like 14 3/4 by 15 inches. And then this one is 14 1/4 by 3 inches. And then the middle part is like 7 1/4. You could stitch into the maroon, but I think you're just supposed to stitch in the center. And I think this is supposed to be a pillow. This looks like a 1980s pillow to me. I realized it when I was doing it, when I was ironing them yesterday, that this is probably supposed to be a pillow front more than a built-in mat. And this is a really thick Aida, so it feels more like upholstery, if that makes sense. And then I have a blue one that is 14 1/2 by 14 3/4, and the center is again about 7 1/4. So kind of. All right, there's those. This is, I don't know what the name of the fabric is. It's kind of a mustardy greenish brown color. It is 11 3/4 by 14 count Aida. I think this is the one that had the masking tape. I pulled it off and washed it. But yeah. I'm not much of an Aida stitcher these days. And then this one is another kind of browny gray, or slightly olivey green. I'm not sure. The old fabric is a bit harder to... I have no colors for this. And this is 19 by 14 1/2 inches. So very kind of ordinary. All right, now, this is something a friend, quote unquote, friend commissioned for me. She had a rather twisted sense of humor, and she had teenagers who were wigged out by the idea of mom and dad kissing and such. So she asked me to make these, and the backs are horrendous because I didn't know about lacing. I just trimmed it and then glued it so that it wouldn't slide. So she asked me to discomfort her teenagers because they had started to realize mom and dad had sex. So she asked me, and I didn't do the best job of trimming the backs before I filled it in. This was in my earlier years. So she asked me to do one of these for each of the rooms, and I put this very traditional here. So it's like we had sex in this room. Yep, here too. In here too. And these are actually purple, and I painted them gold with a oil pen. Even here. And here too. Ooh, we did it here. This room too. So she wanted it, but she never paid me for them. So I did have somebody think it was funny enough that they gave me a little bit of money to pay for part of it, but can't forget this one. And here. Yeah, on the table. I don't know what to do with these. I don't have this many rooms, and though I found it funny at the time, I'm like, that's kind of weird now. But they've been around a while because I did it like over a decade ago, and she's never paid me. So if you know anybody who would like it, if you'd like to give them as a gag gift, make me an offer. All right. Now we're into pamphlets, books, etc. All right, here is an old copy of Counted Cross-Stitch Needlework. It is from the summer of 1990. There is the cover photo. Let's see if we got any. There's a lot of the Americana in here. There is a tabletop elegance thing. We have some old school Christmas. A little patriotic stitch. I can't remember if I got this. I think I got this from my grandma. This one is kind of cute. Just a little fireplace. Shaker. If you like the beach, there's a nice little beach scene. The staples, or things are falling out of the staples on this one. There's this. They call it Show Towel Part 2. So I'm assuming you need the other magazine to do Part 1. Some little quilt work stuff. All right, that is that. So this is Counted Cross Stitch Needleworks 1990, the summer of. And in their little tagline is, "We taught America to count," which I find kind of funny. This was $3.50 in 1990. All right, this I got at Half Price Books. I think, yeah. I actually bought this at Half Price Books for like $2. It is floral needle points. I can't remember why I got this. I think it's just I wanted it as a reference, but then I realized I'm not much of a flower stitcher. It's got like grapes and orchids and I mean, it is needlepoint, but like you can use the same chart for the needlepoint charts for cross stitch if you want. So I thought this, if you like flowers or if you like to create your own samplers, this is probably a good reference point for you if you like botanical stitching. And I do, just not this style. This is by, it's for beginners, decorative designs for summer, spring, and fall. It's by Stella Edwards. What year was it put out? 1993. So this is 1993. If you are curious about what else is in these and I don't show everything you want to see, here, let's see if I can do this. Snowman card. So there's not just flowers in here, but it's very basic beginner kind of stuff. Please let me know and I can take more pictures of the insides in the personal email. This is Cross Stitch on a Country Garden. This is from McCall's Needleworks and Crafts. There are 90 cross stitch patterns in here. This was my grandmother's. I see her address label here in the front. In fact, let's see if I can peel it off without damaging the book. I can. I just don't want, I mean, she's passed away. It's not like you can, what are you going to do, steal her identity? Let's see, what is the copyright on this one? 1988, so very vintage at this point. It has stuff like this in it. And it has the old, oh no, they aren't blue. I have one that's blue. Here's like a quilt top kind of thing. I want to at least show you a couple of pictures from each one. For those of you who are bird lovers, in the back we've got Chickadee on a branch. So you can kind of get a feel of the style for them. That's got the symbols of the 4 seasons. So that's kind of what that one looks like. So oh, here we go. Here's a wedding celebration. Very old school. Very, not primitive, but yeah, old fashioned. And there's some other stuff too. But if you want to see more of what's in here before you make an offer, that is totally fine. Just let me know. Might have to readjust my stack. Okay, that's fine. This was the calendar that came with my World of Cross Stitching. It's got these 6 designs in here. I think I have another copy of this one somehow too. I have 2 of them, so I was like, I don't need 2. I don't know if I'll ever stitch. They're adorable, but I don't know if I'll ever stitch them. But I did keep one just in case. I do have more old magazines, and some of them I kept not because there's designs in them that I want, but because they had directions for a technique that I have access to, just in case I ever decide to try it. Here is the calendar for the 2024 year that came in my World of Cross Stitching with these 6 little animals. The fox is so cute, and this little mouse. But I realized I'll never get around to stitching them. So I figured I'd pass it on to somebody who might actually stitch them. So very cute designs. 1 hour cross stitch from Oxmoor House. I think this was, yep, this was also my grandmother's. And this is from 1992. take off the address label again. Let me give you a good look at the cover. So again, very vintagey, kind of old school patterns. As you can tell by the fact that they have it on their shirts. So for grown-ups, there's a for grown-ups section. I can't show you a lot of the pictures because they have the designs for kids, so you can embroider their clothes. Including the fanny pack. Did you see the fanny pack? Rainbow alphabet. There's some little water-themed, beach-themed stuff, which actually some of these are really cute. But I tend to like different things than this. And there's stuff for babies. There's cowboy-themed stuff. There's a flower embroidery or alphabet. Here's some stuff for the kitchen. If you like that. So lots of variety of things in there. Again, 1990s stuff, just not my style. Here is another pamphlet that was included in one of my World of Cross Stitching. This is Classic Beauty by Joan Elliott. A very nice 1920s flapper lady. Just not something I would ever stitch. Actually, this came from World of Cross Stitching. I was confused for a second because they're advertising cross stitch gold on the back. But here is like some detail. It's just like if it folds out like this. I'm not going to open it any further because then that's the chart. But here is Classic Beauty by Joan Elliott. Another bonus chart. This is also Joan Elliott. This is Elegant Countess. And here is like the back, the floss list and stuff. Yeah. And then you just open it up. It is super glossy. You'll need to make a working copy for sure. I am not a sampler person. I kept this around for reference points. I thought, oh, that'll be cute for cards. But then I got all the really nice little motif things in World of Cross Stitching. And this is 365 designs, one for every day of the year. From Sam Hawkins, American School of Needlework. Let's see. It was published in 1995. So here I can show you. They have a spring page. Actually, they have several spring pages. Let's see. Sorry. It's been really dry. I've been getting a scratchy throat. Hopefully I'm not getting sick. And then there's another spring page. And then at the end of all the little color, they tell you what page it's on with a black and white. And then they have a summer section. Oh. Oh, that dragonfly is really cute. Don't worry, I'm not going to change my mind. I have too many things I can stitch. I still have an entire giant storage bin of cross-stitch patterns. And then I still have some more in another... I started putting my cross-stitch magazines in binders. I should finish that project. Autumn. Let me try that. There we go. Oh no, you can see part of the alphabet. So a lot of little cute individual motifs. Just not my bag. Just not my thing. And winter. Let's hide the pattern. There we go. I like that there's some black and white ones too. Oh, you can't see. I don't move my hands. A unicorn? It is a unicorn. I'm trying to keep the glare off the pages. All right, so 365 designs for a year. Now we have a vintage counted cross-stitch women's circle magazine from October 1986. I'm pretty sure I got this at Half Price Books, where I was just grabbing every cross-stitch magazine that I could at the time. I would flip through it, and if it had at least one thing, I would just grab it. That one's really cute. This one, I was looking for some pictures of some of the designs. I mean, the pages are pretty yellowed. I mean, I think that was pretty yellow to begin with, but they're more yellowed. Here is, ooh, pages are falling out. Here's one called Cat Napper, which is really cute. Again, if you want to see more in any of these, let me know. This is October 1986, Women's Circles Counted Cross Stitch. Yeah, it's got like newspaper quality paper in it, which is probably why it was only $1.75. All right, gotta take a drink. All right, as a salesperson, I should probably be talking this stuff up more, but if I loved it that much, I wouldn't be getting rid of it, would I? All right. Leisure Arts Publication Celebrations to Cross Stitch and Craft, late spring 1994. So there are some designs right there. And this is why I don't like American Cross Stitch magazines. I mean, it's changing a bit, but in the 90s, this was all you got, was like the farm kitchen stuff. And that was just never my scene. So here's like the little birdies. So there are some ideas here that are not just cross stitch. Oops, sorry about that noise. Any really good pictures of anything else? There's a sampler, a straight up word sampler, how to make your own wreath. I remember those. Does anybody else remember these little mugs where you could slide stuff in, like you'd draw a picture and then you would pop it in so that you would, yeah. Yes, so vest. Bossy and me welcome thee. So, yeah, very kitschy, very old school stuff in this one. There is a thing to do is it crochet doily that's peaches and cream, which is kind of pretty. So if you crochet, there's something in here for you too. Excuse me. I haven't even eaten breakfast yet. I just wanted to get this done and move on. I've got grading to do. We're going to go see Avatar, the new Avatar movie later today. All right, Crazy for Cross Stitch from September 2001, not 2021, duh. So here is like the table of contents, some of the designs in here. There's a Noah's Ark one there at the bottom. We got some flowers. This paper is definitely better quality than the other one. This is a Martha Spence sampler. So, another one. All right. I have some random JP Coates threads that I got when I was getting supplies at Savers. Bunch of different colors. There's one thing that isn't JP. Everything in here is JP Coates. Well, I don't know if this is because it doesn't have a label. Except for this Bella Luso, which I've never heard of. This is merino wool. So, I don't know. If you want to know, like, I was just thinking about selling these as just a little bag. I thought I had more non-DMC, but this was all I found when I dug through everything. So if you would like this little bag of floss, I don't know how much merino wool is worth. Oh, look! Those same designs that were in the calendar. Again. And I still have a copy of that. So, if you don't want the calendar, but you still want the seasonal memory designs from that calendar, I also have this one. I'm not sure why they did it twice, but they did. So, yeah. All right. These are things I think that... Oh, this one still has the charm in it. I didn't know that. I didn't pay any... See, look. It's still got the little charms. Are the exit. This is Four Seasons Fallen Leaves by Teresa Hansen. It looks... Let's see. It has got... It uses pearl cotton, Karen water lilies, and DMC. It looks like there's a... Here, let me take this out so you can actually... This plastic is too shiny. It is old school enough to have a printed photograph attached to it. This is from 1995 T.G. Hansen. Lots of specialty stitches in this one. Terrible photo, I'm sure. Here's the colors that it calls for. That might get you a better idea of what it will look like. And then it does have the little heart embellishment that's supposed to go on it. I think I may have gotten this at Stitchville. I don't think that was from my grandma. I can't remember. And so I've had a few things that somebody just get. Oh, you cross stitch. Here you go. Some of that I gave to my sister-in-law. This is part of the Small Seasonal Quilt Series by Nancy's Needle. This is from 2009. It's called Rose Garden. It's got Karen Collection watercolors, Pearl Cotton, and Rainbow Gallery. It tells you need a mono canvas, stretcher bars, Japanese tacks, and a size 22 tapestry needle. So I love the geometry of this when I got it, but I will never stitch this. It's just not my aesthetic anymore. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's just, it's not me. So Rose Garden. An old Stony Creek magazine from 1992. I got this, I think, because it had the teacher-looking sampler on it, and I was like, I could give that to a teacher friend, or I could make it for my classroom. Yeah, no. Not happening. There are some cool designs in here. I really like that pumpkin one, even though it's a bit old school. Let's see. If you like ducks, here's a welcome sign for your ducks. There we go. Let's see, what else do we have in here that I can actually show you? Here is some leaves, straight up leaves. Want to make a little crayon bag for the kiddos? Here's the pumpkin. I do think that's really pretty, and that's probably the other design in it that kept me keeping it for so long. What else do we got? Stuff to make tea towels or a big floral Afghan. I do have some off-colored Afghan fabric that I'm thinking about putting something else on. Oh, yeah, that's the school one. And then they show you how you can bling your sweater. So, Stony Creek, 1992, September and October. Let's do this one next. This is Watercolors Lace Tabletopper and Doilies by Dutch Street Designs, Claudia Dutcher. This came from Zandy's. This has to, no, this, I don't know. I don't know where Zandy's needlework was. there is no color picture inside. It just has the different, it has a one square doily. So if you want to make it square, then they have a corner square, a middle square, and a corner square pattern. And their specialty stitches on the back. I don't know. I don't see a copyright anywhere on it. Look again. Nope. Oh yeah, 2003. Found it. So it's quite lovely. I'm just not a person who puts tabletoppers or doilies on my stuff. I thought I would be when I was like in my 20s, but I'm not. All right. And this one I got because I love fall. This is from Sam Sarah Design Studios. This also came originally from Zandy's. It is 90 by 90. It is from 2001. And I think I got this when I was looking at paganism as my chosen religion. And it reminded me of, you know, the god, the green man. So, but I will never get around to stitching this, so I thought I would share it with somebody who might. All right, my pile is gonna fall. There we go. All right, another cross-stitch magazine that I will probably never do anything out of. November, well, I won't if you take it, so please take it. All right, November 2009 cross-stitch and needlework. Here is the sampler on the cover. Let's see, what else do we have in here? I'm pretty sure I kept it as long as I did because of little Argyle the owl. He is so cute. I got a bunch of owl patterns because my kid loves owls. If you need some Thanksgiving decoration. And then she preferred a different owl when I made her an owl bag. So then I didn't feel the need to keep that anymore. Here are some negative space leaves. What is the name of that technique? Azizi. I think that's what it is. Azizi. What else do we have in here? Here is some straight up embroidery, which I think is another reason I had this for so long. Because sometimes I just found the techniques that they used interesting, and it was more about that than the design. And then there is a table mat, placemat, yeah, table topper, which is lovely fall colors. Then there is this. And again, if I made pillows to throw in my stuff, this is beautiful. Honestly, it's gorgeous, but that's not my thing. And this is another reason I had this one for so long. Dragonflies. I love dragonflies. But again, I realize I will never do them. So, that is cross stitch and needlework. November 2009. This was another bonus chart from World of Cross Stitching. Stunning springtime with some lovely bees. Very cute. But I'm never going to get around to stitching it. This is Barrett House by Jamie Jones. It is from, I think, from 1988. Yes. And it has these designs here in it. Definitely not my style. I'm not sure why I even got this. This might have been one of the things I inherited from my grandma, because I don't remember getting that at all. Then there's Leisure Arts Leaflet Collection number 3, Family Circles, designs by Char. And this is from 1986. And that is what those are. And not my style. Might be good for greeting cards or something. This is the Potpourri of Fantasy Fibers, counted cross stitch with glisten gloss. Glisten gloss fibers, which I've never heard of. Liz Turner deal. I'm not sure. This is from 1991. I will show you the front and back cover because everything inside is just... The key is pretty cool. And I kind of like the cat mask too. And the tree. But I also know I will never actually get around to stitching them. Here's a close-up of the heart and the key. So, another. And I don't know what I'll do with this stuff once if nobody wants it, but I will do something with it. All right, maybe take it to Savers. I don't know. Maybe somebody else wants it. Chalk art chart, pretty floral. This is another bonus chart from Cross Stitch. World of Cross Stitching, and it is, what's her name? Is it Halsey? Coupleditch? Totally not my style. I don't like throwing things away. And then this is a patchwork ornament. This is Needle Praise from 2002. And that's not the pattern, that's just the directions for the specialty stitches. The pattern's on the back. This was another bonus from World of Cross Stitching. This is Christmas Chart Book from Joan Elliott. And I do have like hers that I really like. I really do like the purple in that, but I just don't have time to stitch everything. I think that's, yeah, there's some more in there than that's pictured on the front, but I can't show them to you because you would see the designs. Oops, let's not attack the camera with the thing. But so if you like Joan Elliott and you need some small Christmassy ones, there you go. This is Better Homes and Gardens Treasury of Christmas Cross Stitch Designs from 2017. When I first got back into cross stitch, it was all about Christmas for me. Oh wait, not 2017. 2003, there was another book stuck to the back. But this is that one. Lots of alphabets in here, a lot of little things you could combine. I have one of those washcloths that has the strip, and I have it in red. I keep wanting to put Christmas stuff on it, but there's too much red and Christmas stuff. I need something green. Or something not Christmas. All right. This is also Christmas, however. It was stuck. This is Craftway's Sweet Treats from 2017. And as I said, when I first got back into cross stitch, I was obsessed with doing Christmas stuff to decorate my house for Christmas. In fact, I'm excited because my husband actually said we should really decorate for Christmas next year. We haven't in a while. But I think it would help us have a better holiday season if we did. Cute Christmas Pets, 13 designs, also from Craftway. This was 2018. Pretty sure it probably came in a magazine. Very cute. Holly Jolly Santas, 12 designs from Craftways as well. This was 2016. Kind of like the Moon Santa. And there's more designs in here. I just know I can't show them to you. All right. This is so pretty. This I got from Stitchville before it closed. This is from Creative Concepts Unlimited. It is based with a hydrangea. And it is... don't lose the page because it's not actually attached. It doesn't have a copyright date on it. I don't know when it was, but it is old enough that it has a photo glued to the front. But isn't that lovely? I know when I saw it, I fell in love with it, and then and it's still gorgeous. It's just my tastes have changed as to what I might want up at my house. And I had it. I think I got this one of the first times I went. No, well, I got it about 10 years ago, I think, but it was in the discount bin. I was like, why not get it? It's on sale for like $1 or something. This is Patchwork Welcome from, does it say anywhere? This is from 1987. It's from Charted Designers of America. Cross and Patch is the name of the company, and these are the designs. It's just like a 2-page booklet. It just opens out and there's patterns on the back. There's a goose. Did you see the goose? That's a goose. So if you like geese. All right. This is from Candlewicking series from Canterbury Designs, Volume 3, Book 17. Let's see, from 1983. And a lot of it is embroidery. And then let's look at the back. Yeah, I obsessively collected some stuff. This is a dimensions chart. It does not have a kit. It is Night Eyes from 2003. I think Darren, the Dizzy Stitcher, has this as a kit. Which I was really like animals and stuff, but I still love wolves, but it's just not the right style for me these days. So, all right. Christmas Stockings, Stony Creek Collection, Best of Stony Creek Stockings, Volume 2. There are 4 stockings in this. These are the first 2. That mouse on the drum is so adorable. I love Christmas stockings, but I have reached the point in my life where my friends are not having babies anymore. My child is not planning on having any. And if they ever adopt, then I will just find one that they like. And I have plenty of designs in different things. Plus, I can just Google it or make my own. I've made stocking patterns before. So, stockings, Christmas stockings. Oh, I am going to take this out. This is another one from Nancy's Needle. It is part of the Garden series. I'm only taking it out because I want to get rid of the glare. This is called Crystal Irises. It also is old enough to have a photo taped to the front. Does it say what year? Oh, this is a big fold-out pattern. 2007. So this is from 2007. I probably got it because it was purple. Honestly. And actually, I'm going to flip this around. Sorry about the crinkles. I know I'm not an AMSR person. I don't like noise for noise's sake, but I don't usually mind like just natural noises when people are doing things. But I do not like people going shh, shh on purpose. Drives me nuts. No, don't make unnecessary noise. All right. So apparently this was originally in Ingebrigtsen's shop. I don't even know what that is. I'm assuming a bookstore. See? I don't know what that is. I've never heard of them. All right, this is Jennifer Colby, Birds and Animals in Cross Stitch. I am pretty sure I got this at like Half Price Books. I was looking for reference points so I could do my own thing. So it is just tons of little small animals to like use in samplers and stuff. This is from... let's see if I can find it. Dover Publications from 1983. And then here's some more of the designs that you would find. And I bet if I open the back... Oh, there's a pattern. So this is Dover from 1993. I remember when I was obsessed with Dover Publications coloring books. So lots of little animals. There are 42 different animals charted in here as smalls that you could add to different samplers, etc. All right. Country or cross stitch and country crafts from August 1988. I have made this. Did I make that one? Yes, I have made this stocking. It's freaking gorgeous. But I don't need this magazine because they released a pamphlet with this entire series of stockings in it, and I have that. And I'm not getting rid of that. They're beautiful. I've made like 3 of them. They are so wonderful. And they did for the booklet, they did a photo shoot in Wyatt Earp's house. So everything in there is from the museum. That's Wyatt Earp's house. There's another beautiful stocking. There are 23 projects in here. Here's one I kind of like. This would make your luggage really easy to find if you fly a lot, if it was hand-stitched label. Unless you move a lot, and then you don't want to do that every time you move. Here is some crafting paper, 3D paper flowers directions for you, if you are interested. This has got like the newspaper kind of thing. This has got, oh, that's the letters, but all the alphabets on the same page. This, I kept this as long as I did because, like, I know a lot of people have needle minders. These are like for pens, because that was the big thing in the 80s, was like collecting little lapel pen things. But I thought this might be a fun way for somebody to do their needle minders. You know, just make it like, yeah. You could also alter this and then just do it for needle minders instead. And that's one reason I kept it. But I don't really use needle minders. I get them in my Frogworks boxes. I thought about making them, but the problem is my cat would just steal the needles right off the needle minder. So, yeah. And then the other reason I kept this as long is because I'm a recovering horse girl. And I really thought that. I think the thing I like most about this is this really awesome frame. Like, that frame is so cool. But yeah. So those are some of the projects in that one. All right, another country cross stitch and country crafts. This is from '89. It has got another one of those beautiful stockings. I haven't made this one yet. It's a sewing room. How beautiful is that? I still have my childhood stocking, so I haven't made myself one. Plus, now that our kids grown up, we don't really do the Santa's stocking stuff anymore, because they're an adult and we don't have any place to hang it, and the cat would just tear it out anyway. So here's like these, so you can label the hooks or make cards or whatever you want with it. Cover the bottom. How about a guide to like handmade? You can make your own handmade. This was handmade by me. And there's the stocking pattern. This beach one is really cute. I know that's probably really loud. I apologize. Go play down at the watering hole. Here is Focus on Even Weave. This is when I guess Even Weave was first coming on. So, I have a lot. And I still have several other books in here. And a couple of things from a box, Frogworks box that I'm never going to use that I thought I'd pass on. All right, these are country samplers. There's 30 samplers, 28 projects, and 350 motifs. I'm not this was my grandmother's. She got it for Christmas in 1984. It is Zool and Hurt, and it's from Oxmoor House Publishing. There's a little bit of history of samplers in here. Let's see, do we have... Okay, here we go. This kind of gives you an idea of the kind of stuff that's in here. All right, so country samplers. Again, if you want to see anything else in there, let me know. I won't share the patterns though. This is another one I got when I was in my Everything Christmas Must Be Mine. This is a gingerbread bell pull. This gingerbread cookies. It's from Fancy That. It is from, again, Zandy's, which I never went to. 2002. It looks really fun. All right, let's see. All right. Better Homes and Gardens cross stitch samplers. What's this? This was my grandma's. It's from 1986. It did get moist at some point, but it's not moldy. It's just the paper's just a little warped in a couple of spots. There's another sampler in the book. Oh, here we go. So if you are an old school sampler person, I don't know, is that really old school? I mean, people are doing reproduction samplers from the 1800s. Don't know if these count as old school if people are doing that. That's an interesting frame. It's Dutch, clearly, with the little window there. It's funny that finished one almost looks like a chart. Okay, that is the end of the pictures. The rest will have... This one does have, I want to show you, I'm not going to show you the whole chart, but I want you to be aware that it has the blue lines. I think that's so you could make copies. Yeah. The old school copy machines would take out the blue lines. They'll read them now, but... Here is a flower sampler in this book. They have different sections. So, and then there's a whole section for kids. These are kind of cute, the chairs. I like the chairs more than I like the designs, though. Okay. We're getting to the bottom of the bucket. Alright, so I am not a floss drop person. I am not a thing. I don't use floss drops. I don't use... This is a thread organizer that I got in one of my frogwarts. It's... Oh, what is her name? Umbridge. One of her cat plates as a floss organizer. So if you use these and you would like to this, please let me know. And then floss drops. I don't really use floss drops either. And these are gorgeous. They're potion bottle labels. They are cardboard. They're heavier duty cardboard. But I just won't use them. I don't know how people keep their flosses from tangling like crazy. I think I tried it once and it tangled so bad that I was like, I'm never doing that again. So, and you get the cute little envelope that they came in as well. I'm passing them on because I won't use them and they're cute, and I think it's a shame that they would just sit in my house and go to waste until somebody threw it away. All right, that's the last non-book thing, but I thought you might need a break from the books. We got just a few more. All right, Holiday Inks in Cross Stitch, 1998, Vanessa Ann collection. This is also from Oxmoor House. They do have the patterns for all the little things on the cover. This was another one that was my grandma's. Let's see, do they have any pictures of the designs? So it's stuff like, let's see if I can get this in the frame. So Three Kings Day. Most of them are across the picture. Let me go to the table of contents and I'll tell you what holidays. Three Kings Day, National Pie Day, Valentine's Day, Mardi Gras, Chinese New Year's, Bachelor's Day, Johnny Appleseed Day, St. Patrick's Day, International Children's Book Day. They have like 4 designs for Easter. There's May Day, National Pet Week, Mother's Day, Teacher Thank You Week, Father's Day, State Fair Month, National Aviation Day, Grandparents' Day, Summer Olympics, Universal Children's Day, Sweetest Day, Pumpkin Day, Halloween, Election Day, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, like 8 Christmas designs. But I don't think most of them... Oh, here we go. There's like the angel stockings that they have. I mean, these are patterns for like the embroidery things, but... Oh, here's one. Quilted Christmas tree. I'm just looking for ones that aren't across from the pattern that I can actually show you. Or not on the same page as the pattern. Here is their Hanukkah design. I was watching something the other day and there was a menorah and I was like, what? It's not a candelabra, and my brain could not find the word menorah. I was like, I know that word. Why can't I find it? Thanksgiving. Although putting the picture in the crease was a bad idea. Makes it hard to see. I know a lot of people are looking for more. Election Day. Sorry, that's probably too fast, isn't it? My favorite thing in this book is this picture, though. This is their Halloween layout and the little treat bags. The kids, you can't even see the designs, but the kids, that picture cracks me up. Pumpkin Harvest Day. Oops, sorry, I hit my Aldi bag as I brought it back down. So, yes. There are some cute designs in there, just not my thing. Alright. This is the last of it. We're almost done. And if you're still here, God bless you. Alright, here's Dickens stocking number 4. This is a Tiny Tim. It is a very samplery style stocking. It's by Margaret and Margaret. And, do I have... They have apparently 7 different Dickens stockings, and then there's a set of Dickens Village ornaments and a Dickens Village sampler. So if you like this, they have a whole series of them. So very cute. As I said, I got a lot of these because I thought it would be fun for people to have, because that way I can match the stocking to the baby and the family. But as I said, I'm in my 50s now. Not really many people I know are having babies anymore. So, don't need that. And then there's the Santa stocking from Secca & Co., which was a different one. This is, does it have a date on it either? Some of these old patterns from those smaller companies don't have any copyright information on them. They did have a website at one point. I don't know if they still exist. But it was kind of just a patchwork stocking, which was kind of neat. So it was a little different. All right. 1, 2, 3. We got 3 left, guys. Just 3. Then I will upload this and pack up all the mess that I just made. I tried not to make too much of a mess, but... Alright, so we've got Seasons Remembered, Leisure Arts. Okay. This was, I think, my grandma's as well. Pretty much anything from the 80s or 90s was my grandma's. And this is 1994, so I was a year out of high school when this book came out. Alright, here's just some straight up seasonal imagery here, just little vignettes. I kind of like the fall one where she's just the harvest lady. It's not holiday themed. Alright, so there's the winter section. Some basic snowflakes to decorate your clothes with. That snowman is actually kind of creepy looking. Here's them being pulled in a sleigh. Cardinal, we've got God Bless Our Home. We've got little quilt patchworky things. I do like that they have them set up so you can see each season. Here's spring. Why they started with winter, I don't know. I think this has also got the older, no, it's got full color charts. This has got full color charts. Yeah, don't stick. And we're back to summer now. Lots of flowers for summer. And butterflies too. And then they throw in some nautical stuff here for the beachgoers. Wedding-y stuff. Yep, I just made up a word. And then we're at fall. Got kind of a cornucopia thing going there. Not quite a cornucopia, just a lot of different harvested fruits. For jars and such. Why they did it? Well, no, it looks alright. I was gonna say, why did you have half the design in the shadows? Want some geese or some ducks? Alright, that is the end. That is all the designs in that one. Alright, then we have All Through the House, Christmas in Cross Stitch. This is from Oxmoor House. Vanessa Ann is the designer. This is 1985. Do we have any where I can just show you pictures? Alright. Here's some stockings in her style. I don't know what you would call the style. It's not technically like the Prem style, I don't think. That's got a picture. That's got the thing. Miniature mittens. I mean, they do have the template for the mittens, but good luck printing that out and doing it. Make your own tree topper star with the kids and some stuff that was needle pointed or cross stitched on. Make your own soft sculpture doves. Okay, that's got a pattern. Let's see, do we have anything else I can show that doesn't have a pattern on the same page? Not really. Oh, here's like the kids sleeping in their bed. Alright, so that gives you kind of a feel for that one. And last is Mother Goose's Words of Wit and Wisdom by Ted Arnold. This was my grandmother's for sure. I know because it had her label on it. This is from 1996. And it says Della, which was not my grandmother, so I don't know where she got it. But it is signed by Ted Arnold. So this is a signed copy. And let's show you some of the stuff that's in here. I don't even know if anybody knows who Ted Arnold is anymore. I didn't really know who he was, but it is kind of cool to have a signed cross stitch book. I thought about getting rid of this before, and then I did not. And the interesting thing about this is that they show his designs with poems on them, but the poems aren't charted. They just put the different month poems on top of the artwork for the decoration pages, which I thought was interesting. That is something I don't usually see. So, like the related poem that goes with the nursery rhyme or the Mother Goose story, they would just put it over in the empty space around the designs. Monochromatic ones are pretty nice. It's really nice when they lay it out like this. The only thing is better is when they tell you what page the patterns are on. So I'm finishing off showing you what's in this signed book by Ted Arnold. This is our last one. Oh, I finally got the Flosstube itchy nose. Kind of like that patchwork tree. But again, I know I will never stitch these. I think I got them when I inherited this from my grandma, but I'm sure she got it to give to the grandkids, and I don't remember ever getting anything that was handmade for my grandma. So I don't know what she did with all this stuff. I had handmade things for my mom's mom. She would make me and my sister clothes sometimes. Especially when she was little. We were little and we would do the family pictures. She would make us matching outfits for family pictures. But my dad's mom, I never got anything handmade from her. Pages are stuck. Not stuck, just the don't want to move for your fingers stuck. It's a decent owl too. Oh, and here is a story of an old school Mother Goose sampler. Look at that. I didn't even pay attention to that. I'm not really a sampler person, so it talks about the American sampler, and it gives you a little bit of a history lesson in here too. And then it tells you there's the patterns, and it gives you directions. It does have the patterns that have the blue lines, like the blue background lines. So you'll have to think about how if you're going to make a working copy, you'll have to make sure you use a printer that'll show you those blue lines. It'll make it really hard to count. But those are all of the things that I don't think I will ever cross stitch on. If you found any of them interesting, if you're interested in any of them, please message me on Instagram or email me at HarpyStitch. I know it's a bit long, and I'm sorry. I thought about splitting it up in fabric, but then I would have to, I got papers to grade, I got a house to clean, I got a movie to go to, And first thing I got to do is maybe have some breakfast and get this uploaded, and I'll do my other video that I already recorded today. I'll do the tweaks on that, and then I will see you later. Again, I hope that you find something you like and help me clear out my house a little bit. Talk to you later. Bye.